Good evening from InvestSharp. This is Randy Smotone with your Thursday, February the 11th market update. On the economic front, the weekly jobless claims were better than expected, coming in at 440,000, down 43,000. Forecast was for 467,000. On deck for tomorrow, we have quite a few reports that were actually moved back to Friday because of the bad weather in Washington, D.C. So we're going to have supposed to have the monthly retail sales, the EI petroleum status report, and the nat gas reports, the consumer sentiment, and treasury budget. So the dollar was flat on the day. Gold, silver, copper, oil were all up. So let's take a look at the UUP. The dollar started out a little stronger, and the market was kind of weak. And the euro, take a quick look at the euro here. The euro was actually falling, and the market was not a happy camper. But the euro got caught right down here near the support area, got a bounce, and the market started turning around, and it looked pretty good. So we're still stuck right here on the dollar. Did not have selling or buying really today. Not much of anything going on with the dollar. So it's just kind of stuck sideways right now. Light sweet crude futures were up 76 cents to settle at $75.28 a barrel. Let's take a look at the Dow chart. Dow closed up 105 points to 10,144. The S&P closed up 10 points to 1,078. The Nasdaq closed up 29 points to 2177, and the Russell closed up 9 points to 605. The Russell had the largest percent gain again today, up 1.62%, so small caps are in favor. S&P had the smallest percent gain, up 0.97%. They did not like financials much today. They weren't getting much of a bid. So let's look at the Dow. We hit some resistance here, possibly, in the middle of this large candle at around 10,150. So we're watching that. We did actually break above this downtrend line though, so that was positive. And S&P is up against some resistance around that 1,080, still stuck there. MACD is turning up though, so we'll see how the rest of the week plays out. Well, the rest of the week Friday. Of course, then we have the holiday next week, so I don't know. I'll be surprised. We may just chop around and not do much of anything tomorrow. We'll see how tomorrow plays out. I'm not expecting a whole lot, especially with all the economic data coming out. We'll see how it works, how it plays out. XLF, take a quick look at it. XLF looks like it's possible. XLF has support here. It looks like it could be this big, large symmetrical triangle forming. So we're watching that. We got to overcome this 14 level right there as resistance. So we'll be watching to see that. And I've got some financials you can look at here if we can get a bid on the XLF and on the financials. Let's look at silver. Silver, it was up, but we're still stuck about here. Gold need to watch gold. It could be at near a resistance up here around the 108. So watch gold to see if it has some resistance, and there's some resistance on the gold futures chart as well above it. So let's look at the VIX. VIX down almost 6% today, so it's headed back down. That's a good thing. Volume was kind of light across the indices today, so it always seems like every time we go up, the volume's a little bit lighter, and that was true today. Let's go look at the McClellan. So we're not so oversold anymore. We're getting back to almost neutral, minus 1.73 on the NYSE McClellan oscillator. All 16 sectors we follow finished in the green today. The gold index was the largest percent gainer, up 4.07%. The bank index was the weakest, up only 0.07%. So I've noticed sometimes, and let's go look at the chart real quick. I've noticed sometimes, see, gold was the strongest, bank was the weakest. Yesterday, bank was the strongest. I've noticed there's this rotation that sometimes happens, so keep a watch on that. So, whatever is the leader one day seems to be at the bottom the next. So we'll see if gold falls down here in the bottom range tomorrow, because it seems like, nothing always works out in the market, but it seems like lately I've noticed this rotation. And then banks may, actually, move up higher tomorrow. So I don't know. We'll see if that plays out. Something I noticed. So let's go take a look at charts. We've got quite a few charts, so I'm going to have to go through them pretty fast. So start off with STT. It's got a nice symmetrical triangle. If the financials get a bid, I like this State Street. It's right up against some resistance, so right here. So you could buy it over about $45.33 with lots of volume, somewhere around there. WLT, nice breakout going higher for coal. Dendrion, a lot of people have been playing this one. Watch this because resistance, resistance, resistance. It's at resistance and it closed below that. So keep an eye on Dendrion. Could be at some resistance there. C-Trip breaking out of its above its downtrend line with volumes, looking good. Southwest Energy breaking out above the downtrend line with volume, looking good. Home Depot is near a breakout level at 29, so watch that. Lennar broke out today, lots of volume, but it does have some overhead resistance. So watch Lennar for the resistance, but it's looking good. Most home builders are looking pretty good. FCX broke higher today. Volume wasn't tons, but it wasn't too bad a volume. CY, Cypress Semiconductor, has a nice little triangle pennant thing going on here. So watch for it to break out higher. RIM broke out higher today. It's looking pretty good. CSX broke out higher above its downtrend line. Another little pennant, symmetrical triangle. It's breaking higher. Z-Linux broke out above its trend line today. Lots of volume. DR Horton it's up against some possible resistance, but so watch it for breakout higher if the home builders go higher, though. Pretty good chart. Some of these that we saw before. NetLogic's going higher, still looks good. Been talking about the little MetaFast, had a nice little bounce. Talked about it yesterday. Nice little move here today at 5.52%. Rostor still looking good. Halliburton breaking out higher above its downtrend lines, looking good. If metals start getting beat up, Compass is at resistance, but remember these are like trades, and you don't want to sit in these if you're going to short one of these. CTESH still looks good. Fertilizer's looking good. AGU, pot. AEM breaking out higher. Been talking about this one too. Elizabeth Arden, watch the retail number tomorrow. It could take these higher. Dolby still looking pretty good. ISLN still breaking higher, still looks good. Rawcorp still looks good, sitting there kind of consolidating a little bit. CAGC, China Agritech, consolidating but still looks good. And of course, we've been looking at Rylands going higher, looking good. I still like this little ATHN for possible short around 41. ANF is coming up against some resistance, but it could be a symmetrical triangle and break out higher, especially if you watch the retail sales tomorrow on these, because you could get bit on these shorts on these retailers. And Oxy after that. So, and it looks pretty good to break higher. So there's really no change in market signals. Take a quick look at the important figure charts. The Dow, the Nasdaq still on sell, and the S&P still on a buy. And that's really it. I'm not sure. I don't really expect a lot out of the market. Might tomorrow, but there might be. And we've got the holiday coming up, and Valentine's, and all that stuff. So President's Day. So that's really all I have. And so that's it for today. Thanks for joining me. And remember to always invest sharp.